Hello everyone, I am Julian Morris with the Channel 5 News. In the headlines, Justice Minister explains government inaction on recommendations from a probe into the police force. Ministry of Health honors 100 employees, and Dominica improves chances for its bid at the CFU Women's Challenge Series. The details coming up.
M&J Covering is the producer of designed galvanized and galvalume in Dominica. They design to your specifications, color and length, 4 styles of galvanized and galvalume pre-painted roofing sheets as requested, and supply all your galvalume accessories. M&J Covering helps you control spending and reduce waste. At M&J Covering, they are also equipped to build your roof to precise standards anywhere on island. So come to M&J Covering at 1 Mile in Portsmouth or call 445-5001-275-5003 today.
First up in the news, government has not yet acted on recommendations from results of a strategic review of the police force following Hurricane Maria.
National Security Minister Reuben Blackmore received the report from the review panel headed by Colonel Jamie Ogilvie of the Jamaica Defense Force since February. Blackmore says to date the report has not been properly studied, and therefore he did not offer the media details about its recommendations when asked.
I have been on the public record, also the Prime Minister, that elements of the report, once properly studied, will be made public. There's elements, and of course you have recommendations made, and that they have to be studied. I want to give you the assurance that that everything possible will be done to ensure that we have a police force that is responsive to the needs of the Dominican people. As I've said before, that the most fundamental role of government is the safety and security of its people. I want to say further that we as citizens too have a role to play, because our security begins with our own selves.
The review would have assessed the functional services and effectiveness of the police force with a view to recommending modern policing functions and best practices. The Prime Minister has said where appropriate, recommendations from the review would be applied to get the police force to where it needs to be. Chairman of the Police Welfare Association, Corporal Jefferson Drygo, says he participated in an interview as part of the review exercise and he is awaiting action on the recommendations.
If the results of the review are here, the Police Welfare Association is expecting a copy of the report. Now, we are waiting government, I mean the government, they are the people to receive the report, and they initiated the report. So police officers are waiting patiently for the recommendations of the review. If not all, but some of the recommendations of the review should be carried out. And we are patiently waiting for those times.
An individual with over 40 years in the public service who started as a teacher and rose to the ranks of permanent secretary will spend his last day in office on Friday. Andrea Louis has that story.
Davis Latar, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Health and Social Services, has spent 42 years in the public service. Latar started as a teacher and spent the next 23 years in the Youth Division until 2002, when he first became a Permanent Secretary. He served in many ministries, including Agriculture, Gender Affairs, and Information and Telecommunications.
For me, the 42 years in the government service have really been 42 years of service. When I look back, my biggest accomplishment has really been when I move around Dominica, at least I meet people who have impacted their lives, whether as a youth officer, as a PS in the Ministry of Agriculture, or in housing, you know, you meet the farmers, you meet the people who tell you, boy, Mr. Later, you remember you helped me to build that little house and helped me to get a better, to live in better conditions. So for me, that is the rewarding path going, that I have been able to impact on lives of people.
Later says he is committed to helping the country develop even though he is no longer active in the public service.
I have a lot of leave, a lot of time for me to reflect on my life and where I go from here. So that's essentially my first order of business. As I tell Dr. Daru, I'm in Dominica and I'm still around, so if my services are needed, I am always available to assist in a voluntary capacity.
Later goes on pre-retirement leave from Monday, 16th April, and retires in December this year. Andrea Louis, Channel 5 News.
Over 100 employees of the Princess Margaret Hospital has been recognized for their outstanding contribution to the health sector in the wake of Hurricane Maria. The annual Princess Margaret Hospital Awards took place on Thursday, where medical practitioners and auxiliary staff were applauded for the role they played in ensuring the health system kept running despite the effects of Hurricane Maria.
Today, all our services have been restored, including services such as CMS, ICU, blood bank, and phlebotomy, albeit relocated in other spaces within the compound. This restoration signals a sense of normalcy, and it signals the resilience, bounciness, rigidity, and determination of you, my dear friends, at PMH. So at this time, I must say congratulations from the bottom of my heart, and hats off to the sterling contributors, each and every one of you, individual staff members, from the hospital medical director down to the wardies, the cleaners, the people from the RAM or the services departments, who contribute significantly to the recovery process post-Hurricane Maria.
As regards the impact of climate change on the country, the health minister said the new national hospital would embody features which are in line with Dominica's climate resilient mandate.
We would have learned many lessons from the effects of Hurricane Maria, and I'm expecting that given the pronouncement of the Honorable Prime Minister and the government of Dominica in making Dominica the first climate resilient nation in the world, that you too would have begun developing your own strategy to making the PMH, and of course the new national hospital, which is soon to resume construction, climate resilient. As we look forward to the future, we found the Chinese construction company, Union Construction, for returning to Dominica to bring the new hospital to its completion. We long for this new structure, which will accommodate 30-bed wards, totaling 300 total beds with semi-private and single private rooms, a 28-bed accident and emergency department with 2 doctors on every shift, observation room with 8 beds, and an 8-bed respiratory room to manage patients with asthma and other respiratory illnesses, an MRI machine and other services which we will all be proud of as Dominicans.
Among the notable awardees were 6 retirees. The operating theatre, neonatal unit and acute psychiatric unit also received awards. Dominica to roll out a climate-resilient e-learning platform for its education sector. This is the aim of a 2-day training workshop for secondary school English and math teachers, which got underway on Thursday. The NotesMaster platform is geared at enhancing student performance at regional exams. So far, 2 secondary schools are already using this e-platform.
NotesMaster, therefore, can provide the opportunity towards our vision that every child succeeds. The extra lessons, the supplemental books are now available and affordable to all because on NotesMaster it is free. Dominica has chosen to focus on CSEC mathematics and English, and in this way we hope to provide students with all the tools that they need to ace those 2 subjects which they all must write. Our objective is to ensure that all students benefit from this program and that they feel inspired and motivated to do well. In recent years, we have recorded steady performances in English A. We are looking to maintain this as well as to continue to increase our performance in mathematics.
Regional Manager of NotesMaster, Damon Clark, says the learning experience through NotesMaster will not be affected or derailed during a natural disaster.
We have a post-disaster support in place for all Caribbean islands, and we are currently introducing this through our toolkits, and the toolkits are there for every single offering at CXE, the CPEA, the CVQs, CCSLC, CSEC, and also CAPE, right? So all these subjects are fully catered to on the platform, and they are there to be, access in case of disasters. So, the whole learning experience will not be compromised by, these natural disasters.
Clark went on to highlight that another feature of NotesMaster is the ability to access the platform without internet service.
The Commonwealth of Learning, they are a big player in this, and, most of the Commonwealth countries, it's underdeveloped, internet accesses, are a little bit weak in some areas, some virtually none. And for that, Aptus came about, whereby, high quality learning materials from NotesMaster will be accessed on these Aptus devices where 60 machines can connect without the use of internet, whether it's tablets, cell phones, desktop, laptops, they can connect and use the platform as well as, of course, Khan Academy is another partner of Commonwealth, and those repository, wide across all subject areas are also available there as well.
The NotesMaster platform was created and developed in the Caribbean in 2004. You are watching Channel 5 News. Coming up, steps being taken to minimize the impact of natural disasters. That and more when we come back.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, galvanized and fenced pipe. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
Thank you for staying with us. A social rights activist says the merger of the social services portfolio with health and creation of an ecclesiastical ministry is a step in the right direction for responding to sexual assault cases. Executive Director of Lifeline Ministries, Tina Alexander, says she anticipates the cabinet reshuffle could result in a more efficient response to these matters.
Gender has gone to ecclesiastical ministry, right? And I'm hoping that that will mobilize the church into being an open door for people to come and say what's happening to them, and for the church to take a responsible attitude towards anything that's happening within its portals. So that's one area. Social services going to health, I think, is a great thing. I'm really very pleased about it, because health is already organised into districts, and I'm really hoping that that means social services can be organised into districts too, and that would mean that the people looking for their social worker wouldn't have to come to town to look for the person, but that we could have social workers in the districts. I would really like to see that. I think it would make us much more efficient. For 20 years I've been campaigning for that. So I don't even know if that's any part of the reason why they did it, but I think it's a good byproduct that we could now decentralise social services and see that it could be accessible to people.
Alexander is advocating for this to lead to a time of real radical modernization where the capacity of the social services sector could be upgraded.
If it costs you a lot of money to go and see a social worker, you won't go and see them. So I'm looking forward to them being able to find them in the health centre. Somebody mentioned to me that there are quite a number of qualified and experienced people in local government as well as in social services. So it may well be that if everybody was decentralised and it was made multidisciplinary, that it's not always about more people. It could be about using the people we have more efficiently.
The child rights advocate says she is looking forward to meeting the new minister responsible for social services to look at how the justice system can be improved to address child sexual assault cases.
We do need more social workers. We need more people who are trained particularly in forensic interviewing, and we need to change the way we investigate child sexual abuse. You've heard me on that one before. I really think it should be a private matter with experts. I think it should be videoed so the children don't have to go over and over and over their statement.
These ideas you're talking about here, Mrs. Alexander, you've made those sort of calls before. Would you be bringing this to the new minister responsible for the social services portfolio?
And I understand that the PSs are being reshuffled too, so we have to just let the dust settle, work out who's responsible, and we're ready with our all our background information to brief the person and to look forward to them implementing changes that really benefit the children.
And government is continuing efforts at helping mitigate against the devastating impacts of flooding during the upcoming hurricane season. One of the critical areas is that of river dredging, which is currently ongoing across the country. Mr. Skerrit says extensive dredging works have taken place along the Picard, Checkhole, Roseau, Fort Bower, Coolibestry, Collyho, Jubla, Salisbury, St. Joseph, and Bagatelle, Fort Saint-Jean rivers. Dredging is also taking place in Castle Comfort, Loubier, Tartan, Lordbourg, and Sibuli ravines.
Dredging works will continue along the rivers in Roseau, Collyho, Bagatelle, Coolibestry, Louisville, Coptal, Pichley, and River Estate, and works will commence at the Melville Hall and Belfast rivers, all in preparation for the next hurricane season.
In some cases, much more than dredging is required.
We have installed bailey bridges at Fort Bower, Castle Comfort, and River Estate, strengthened and extended the Whittaker Bridge, and are engaged in ongoing works on the bailey bridges at Wharton Waven, Taberry in La Plaine, Fort Saint-Jean, Geneva, and Granby near the primary school. Within the next month, work will begin on installation of a bailey bridge at White River, and we will commence work to repair the Blenheim, Bath Road Goodwill Link bridges, the Issy Loblac Bridge, and the Dominica China Friendship Bridge. Repairs to the Melville Hall, Coptal, and Loubier bridges are also ongoing.
Designs have been completed, and it's government's intention to begin work shortly on the construction of the additional 4 sections of walls along the Roseau River.
From the Bath Road Goodwill Link Bridge to Issy Loblac Bridge on the northern and southern sides. The West Bridge to the Friendship Bridge, southern side, and the Friendship Bridge to the seashore on the southern side. These interventions are expected to significantly reduce the risk to the city of Roseau and Pottersville in the event of unusually heavy and sustained rainfall.
In other news, cash payments have replaced the delivery of food supplies as part of continuing support post-Hurricane Maria. The Prime Minister says over 7,550 vulnerable households, including 6,000 children, have so far benefited from these payments.
Beneficiaries were selected on the basis of the government's public assistance program and the vulnerability needs assessment carried out by the Ministry of Social Services, Family and Gender Affairs, and village councils. The purpose of switching to cash payments was to support the purchase of goods locally and to encourage farmers to resume planting as quickly as possible.
To complement this, government has launched what the Prime Minister says is an offensive on the displacement of workers due to the hurricane. He says to date 510 applications have been received, and job placement for some will start this month. Government has targeted the creation of 1,200 jobs in the public sector, and the Prime Minister says all the positions have been identified, including 100 new positions for the police force. In terms of agriculture, the Prime Minister lists a number of initiatives taken by post-Maria to help the country get back on its feet. These measures include the disbursement of 18 million EC dollars in emergency grant funding to farmers.
Separately and additionally, we provided seeds to more than 1,450 small farmers across the island. The Ministry of Agriculture also made grants of equipment, tools, fuel, and in the case of fishers, ice, all get towards helping us to switch from a dependence on food aid to local production. Some 375 cooperative members are participating in a training program and will receive conditional cash transfers. 11 cooperatives are receiving agricultural material for greenhouses, fishing, and beekeeping under the Joint Emergency Agricultural Rehabilitation Program.
That's news. Your sports highlights next with Kenny Williams.
L'année sim tout partout. Attention si vous êtes homme et bien femme. Visitez place santé pour examiner corps. Ça c'est un nid pour yo ouais si la ni pièce moun au lion qui ni maladie TB et ben maladie sexuelle. En compagnie moun qui ni maladie HIV pe ni TB aussi. Savent qui la ni guérison pour TB. Ou ça vivre en bonne santé même si ou ni maladie HIV. Parlez by docteur. Prends responsabilité ou. Aidez du bout de sime maladie TB et HIV. Ou agir tout moun pour examiner corps yo.
On the football scene, 5 foreign-based athletes will join the ranks of the local squad to bolster Dominica's chances at the Caribbean Football Union Women Challenge Series in St. Kitts this month. The 5 are Dominica's reigning Footballer of the Year, Romelsia Phillip, Brittany Stout, Kylie and Kira Bertrand, and Sari Finn. Combined with 15 locally based athletes, they form a formidable squad of 20 to be captained by Roselia Regis. Dominica will open its campaign on Wednesday when they take on the host country from 7:30 p.m. in the second match of a doubleheader. 2 days later, the team will face St. Lucia at 5 in the afternoon. Their third and final match will be against St. Vincent and the Grenadines at 5 p.m. on Sunday, April 22. All matches are carded for the Warner Park Sports Complex between April 16 and 23. The full squad reads Kimberly Eli, Christina Sobers, and Kian Francis, goalkeepers. Kylie Bertrand, Roselia Regis, Naisha Joseph, Kim Phillip, Keandra Francis, and Donisha Xavier, defenders. Ezra Elwin, Romelsia Phillip, Kira Bertrand, Cassandra Augustine, Henrika Samuel, and Brittany Stout, midfielders. Sari Finn, Chazelle Phillip, Micheline Morgan, and Kassika Samuel, strikers. The technical staff reads Rajesh Lachu, head coach, Albert Titt and Lester Geese, assistant coaches, Nathaniel Angle, goalkeeper coach, Delroy Watt, trainer, Regina Walsh, manager, and Tora Robinson, medics personnel. We continue with this item where national athlete Jordanis Garcia is now through to the final of the men's triple jump event at the Commonwealth Games. Garcia was the top jumper in the qualifying round with an easy leap of 16.75 meters, well past the automatic qualifying mark of 16.60 meters. He needed only one jump to achieve the feat and will move on to the final on Friday.
This morning I feel really good, so very happy. From the stadium, I like the people. The people push me. The people like track and field, so I feel really happy. So I feel my body strong. So I tell my coach I don't want to do too much jump. It's just one. Thank you God, everything doing well. The final on the Saturday, 2 o'clock. So I am ready. So I concentrate right now on the final. So in the final, I pray to go everything good well. So I go to push her in the final. I am happy to represent Dominica and Commonwealth Games.
In related sports, Honorable Justina Charles recently commended the athletes who have made themselves and the country proud. Thea Lafont was Dominica's first medaling athlete at the Commonwealth Games with a third-place finish in the women's triple jump. Trinice Hamilton secured a bronze medal in girls shot put and another in discus at the recently concluded Carifta Games in the Bahamas.
I want to, at this point, really commend Ms. Lafont for at least continuing to put Dominica on the map as it relates to sports, for her tremendous performance at the Commonwealth Games, and she has always been, as far as I know, somebody who is very determined and disciplined, and I see the potential in Ms. Lafont to continue along that line and to be able to hit even higher and eventually get gold, silver and gold as far as possible. I want to wish her well. At the Carifta Games, we had Miss Hamilton. Miss Hamilton also winning 2 bronze. So I really want to commend them. And as her granny said to me, she has a lot of potential, and I really wish her well. And although she went out there hoping to do better, but at least she has done well for us, and she was the only person, to come down with a medal. So we really want to wish her well and hope that she can continue to exhibit that level of potential that she has in sports.
In netball, the Dominica team lost its final match in the 2018 Jean Pierre Caribbean Youth Tournament on Wednesday. In their game against Trinidad and Tobago, Dominica went down 27-23. Quarter scores 6-5, 9-14, 16-21, and 23-27. Shooting for TNT, K. George 23 out of 32 and P. Warner 4 out of 4. For Dominica, we had Rebecca George 6 from 8, Ethelyn Telemac 3 out of 3, and Gemona Francois 3 out of 6. The team from the Nature Isle won only 1 out of their 6 matches played. And the Ministry of Sports is targeting a June deadline for the completion of roofing and perimeter wall restoration work at Windsor Park Sports Stadium. The Minister for Sports reiterated the importance of having the facility ready for hosting major activities. She also pointed out the impact this has on local sporting associations, which depend on WPSS since their main facilities were severely impacted by Hurricane Maria.
The fencing and the roof can almost go simultaneously, and if we started by this week, I am saying within let's say a month or 2, we should be able to complete the roof. If we started this month, within a month or 2, but definitely it will be covered before June. As we speak, there is demand for the use of the stadium by Football Association because every association have their own plan for their sporting activities during the year. They've written to us and we have given them the little assurance that we will try our best to work within the timeline so that at least they can be ready for use by Football Association, because we understand too some of the other facilities are damaged, you see, and not at the standard that they would want to host some of their games. So definitely we have to try to do that. So as soon as we are complete with the roof and the perimeter fencing, we will see work into the VIP lounge and all of the electricals, but we must do the electricals and the plumbing while we do the roof, because some of those components are in the roof area, so we definitely have to combine those things. But we will see work done on the VIP and all of the media house and all of those things so that we can restore it as soon as possible in the event of any offer for any international match, because we have to make ourselves ready for international matches. No matter what, even if Maria did that, but we have to continue to persevere and make sure that we can prepare ourselves for any upcoming event.
According to a report from the Ministry of Sports, repair work on the stadium will cost in excess of $6 million. That's all the sporting highlights for now. I am Kenny Williams. Be sure to join us next time.
Do you need more cash for that home improvement? Then come to Fast Cash, where we give you more. At Fast Cash, our customers get more funds and more time to repay. But wait, can't come to us? We'll come to you, and our mobile officer will get you on your way. Small businesses, consumers, and taxi owners, Fast Cash has more for everyone. Simply call or visit any of our locations for more. Smarter, faster, better. Fast Cash. Terms and conditions apply.
To end the news, the headlines again. Justice Minister explains government inaction on recommendations from a probe into the police force. The Ministry of Health honors 100 employees, and Dominica improves chances for their bid at the CFU Women's Challenge Series. Feel free to contact us at news@marpin2k4.com. You can access our past newscasts on our YouTube channel. On behalf of the production team, I am Julian Morris. Thank you for watching. Join us tomorrow.